Thank you all for coming and welcome, and can I just say how excited I am to have the honor of leading this first session at the PMI National Conference in Delhi, and congratulations to all of you for coming to this early bird session. So that's the first thing. Well done. Okay, we're going to have some activities this afternoon. It's not a lecture, that's why I'm standing down here. And I want to very much use and maximize the wisdom of the room. Okay, the wisdom of the room is what? It's all of you. So I'm not here to lecture you, to be the expert, for you to learn only from me. I need to learn from you. You need to learn from each other. And please share your wisdom with each other this afternoon. That is the purpose of this afternoon session. That is how you will learn, not just from one person, but from 100, 200 more who are going to be here in this workshop. Before I go on, Vanita very kindly introduced myself. Can I also introduce my two colleagues who will be helping me this afternoon? It's Arti and Ms. Shalini. They're both based here in Gurgaon, and they're members of Talent Acres. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is say hello to each other, all right? So how do you say hello? You say hello. What else do? You get up and you shake hands. So what you're going to have to do this afternoon is a lot of moving around. If you're holding onto your bag and your paper like this on your lap, okay, you need to just shed it, put it out of the way. You might need a paper and pencil at some point, but nothing else. So just get rid of all of that. And I want you to spend a few minutes going around the room and shaking hands with as many people as you possibly can. Okay, I'll give you about 1 minute. When I say stop, you need to stop doing that, and please sit down again. Will you cooperate with me on that? Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute. Please go ahead. Move around the room.
Hello, okay. All right. It's you. Hello.
Please take your seats. Quickly take your seats. Sorry about the whistle. It's too loud. Okay, I'll try and cover up the mic. Great. Right, so how many people did you meet? I need some answers quickly. How many people did you meet? 21. Anybody else? 6, 13. All. Some of you met lots of people very fast. Some of you met less people. How far did you move? Right across the room? Halfway across the room? 4 chairs away? Did anybody stay in the same place? Well, that guy over there. Okay. Right. So that's a little exercise. The other thing I want you to look at here is how people behave differently, all given the same information. Okay, but see all the differences in the way you behaved. Okay, this is what we call choice, and in our work we have a lot of choices. Choice basically is soft skill. It's all the things where you have a choice to do it or not do it a lot, do it quickly, not do it quickly, all of those things. How you do things. How you do it. You all shook hands, for sure. How you did it was completely different according to your choice. And this is what has the biggest impact on projects, those choices which we have. Okay, now let's look at not only how many people you met, what names and where you went. What about how you shook the hand? What about how you shook the hand? Okay, so now think about those hands that you shook. Right? What did they feel like? The hands that you shook, what did they feel like?
Warm.
Okay, warm. Okay, were some of them strong? Grip, a little hard? Maybe, I don't know, a little too hard, some? Maybe some of them were a little soft? Anybody get one of those soft sort of dangly handshakes? Anybody get to shake one of those?
Yep.
Yes? Okay, I'm sure you did. Anybody get to shake one of the really hard ones?
Yes.
You got somebody shake, not you, I'm not asking you to own up. People you shook with, did you shake some of those really hard ones? Okay, so the way we shake is also different. The way we do that is all different according to us and our individual personas. There's a lot of choice in there as well. So you can see these kind of skills, they're very difficult to control. We can't regiment so much how you do these things. There has to be choice. Choice is the thing that we're going to be talking about, and that will influence a lot of things in your projects. So we've looked at a little bit about something we call interconnection, instant connection, through the handshake. That's a small aspect. You were very cooperative and you stopped when I blew the whistle, very loud. Thank you very much. Okay, so that is one. Now, the other thing I want to ask you is, how many names do you remember? Of the people that you've just met, how many names do you actually remember? Can anybody remember 3? Who can remember 4? Very good, well done. So anybody remember more than 4? Yes? How many can you remember?
Around about 5.
5. Can you stand up and tell us those people?
Madhacharya, Ram, Kannan.
Can you stand up, the people who met him? But say again. We got 2 names. No bullshitting here, no bullshitting here. And you got 5?
I'm lost.
Lost, okay. Can everybody give us 4? Let's try again. Who was it? Yes, yes sir. Stand up. Stand up.
Goswami.
Okay. And you, okay, that's a good one. And you, yes. 4. Well done, excellent. Give me a clap. There's another skill that we're trying to use here, which is what? What is this? When you were going around shaking hands, what were you thinking about? Oh, I got to shake lots of hands? Or what? What are you thinking about? Why are we doing this? I don't know. What should you have been thinking about? The names of people you're meeting. Getting the names, remembering the names. Listening. Okay? So we have listening suddenly becomes a very important soft skill. Otherwise we're wasting time. What are we doing? This activity. So listening is very important. All right, so now I've thrown a few things at you. Soft handshakes and remembering names and so on. So moving around the room, meeting people. What I want to do now is say what's next. So I'm going to go into a 2-hour workshop now. So what do you know, here we all are. What happens next? Imagine you're a project team. You're all put together in a room. Okay, you're going to start a project. Here you all are. Now, what happens?
You need an agenda first.
Can you show your hands so I can see who's speaking?
Yeah.
What you do, what you are good at, what you know.
You're going to tell people what you do and what you know. Okay, that's one way of taking things forward. What's another way of taking things forward?
Define
Have
the
a
goal.
kick-off meeting, kick everybody about, okay?
Define the goal first.
Sorry?
Define the goal,
Define the goal.
then the
Okay.
objectives,
Okay.
then prepare the agenda.
All right, so tell people what the goal is.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody got any other suggestions?
Yeah.
Get to know each other. So what are you going to do that? Mingle. We need to be a little more specific, not just I'm mingling. What do we need to do?
We listen to people. What?
Listen. Okay. Okay. Very good. If we're going to listen, what do we need to do?
Introduce yourself.
We need to
Introduce yourself.
introduce yourself. Go back to that listening thing. What if we're going to listen to someone? What do we need to do? Yes, sir.
Yeah, we need to know what the other person is capable of.
Right. And to do that, what do we need to do? Communicate. Communicate is a huge word. Can I have one small word?
Ask questions.
Who said that? Ask questions. Who said
The
that?
whole group.
Yay, very good. Okay, thank you. We got there in the end. We need to ask a question. We need to ask the question and then we will get to know what is the goal. Who is here? What are we trying to do? How are we going to work together? These are all questions. Who asks the question? Anybody, right? So what I'm trying to say here is, here we all are in a project team. Whose job is it to ask those questions? And this is where the finger comes out and it goes over there, right? Generally, the finger goes over there. So what I want to try and say to you all is, asking questions is not about hierarchy, about status, or privilege, or anything else. It is simply about what? It's about understanding what you're here for and what you're supposed to do. Anybody can ask questions and anybody must ask questions. So now we have a few soft skills. What do we have? 1, listening. Yeah, we have shaking hands and remembering people's names, concentrating. We have what? Asking questions. It's a very simple, basic things. This is what it's all about. All of these, you have a choice. Do I listen or not? Do I remember or not? Do I concentrate or not? Do I ask a question or not? This is not scripted. These are things where you have choices. Okay? We're going to go on a little bit more and work on some of these areas. This is the stop sign. So when we're doing an exercise and I want you to stop, please do stop so that we can get back to where we're supposed to be and be refocused again. Okay, also just to explain, there'll be no breaks this afternoon. If you need to take a break, you're welcome to leave the room. Hopefully not everybody leaves at the same time and I'm here on my own. We just decided to make no formal breaks. It'll take too long and waste too much time. We might have just a short couple of minutes breather and then we'll set off again. But there are no tea and coffee breaks this afternoon till we finish at 4:30. As Vanita had said, if you haven't already done so, please take out your phone and put it on silent mode so that it's not going to disturb us this afternoon. I'd appreciate that very much. Okay, so what's the first question? The first question is, why are we here? Okay, the first question is, why are you all here? Why are we all here? Why am I here? Why are you here? In any project team, the first thing you need to ask is, why are we here? Right? That's the first thing you need to understand. If you don't know that, if you're just here because somebody's told you to be here, that's not going to make an effective project. So the first question is, why are we here? So why are we here on Talent Makers is because we have these objectives which we'd like to take you through this afternoon, just to keep you a little on focus of what we're trying to achieve. So one is to study the criticality of developing effective, measurable, so-called soft skills. I say so-called because I don't think they're soft at all, but we call them soft skills, to ensure hard skill application, and to try and correlate soft with the hard aspect of your roles. We're going to go through some behaviors that we call IAPAs and IRAs and explain to you what those are. We're going to have a little bit of practice and some project work this afternoon to practice some of those skills and see how it feels to try something different. And a little bit on feedback if we get time and how to use it. And then you're going to go away and practice all of this new learning in the rest of the conference. That's basically the agenda for this afternoon. Okay? So what I want you to discuss now is, why are you here? So first exercise I want you to do is to be able to get into groups. I'm going to be asking you to do this in a number of ways this afternoon. It will require you to be flexible and move. And I know your chairs are in rows, but you cannot talk in a group, believe it or not. If you are talking to these two gentlemen, some of you have to move and turn around. Okay? So you will have to get up, turn around, move your chairs, so that you are in a physical group when you do your group discussions. This is an easy one. I want you to get into groups of 3 or 4 and discuss this question. So wherever you're sitting, please don't sit in a line and talk. That's not a group. A group is where you're sitting together facing each other. Okay, so get up, move your chairs, sit with 3 or 4 people and discuss this question. Why are you here today? Okay, it might simply be, I want to meet some nice people, I want to meet girls, I want to meet guys, I want a new job, you know, I want to meet the speakers. Well, I don't know what it is, it doesn't matter. Just a couple of minutes, just discuss that. Off you go. Groups. Quickly into groups. Yes, that's it. Quickly. Get yourselves organized. Very good. Quickly get yourselves organized. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Okay, can you stop there, please? Thank you. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Better. Well done. Very good. Okay. So just stay where you are. Let's just have a little bit of feedback from there. One from each group, please. We don't have much time. Lots of groups. Just some of the suggestions. If somebody's already said it, please don't repeat again. Let's just have an understanding of the things that people are here for. Let's start at the back. Yes. One thing, please.
I made a group with a photographer.
Okay, I achieved my objective. I made a group with a photographer.
And I asked that, what is your preference? How do you enjoy your days with this PMI kind of a seminar kind of a things? And a fantastic learning I had that he likes, or the many of the photographer likes, not that marriage kind of a photography, but this kind of a photography.
Wow, Louder.
We are into training services group from AJOS. I handle marketing for that. And we are pan-India. So I'm here to learn more about the project management behaviors, the behavioral aspects of project managers.
Okay.
What's the right kind of skills that one needs to become a project manager?
Wonderful. To learn more about the skills of project manager on the behavioral side. Thank you very much. One from the back here, please. Just one word, if possible. That's it. Okay, we'll come back to you. You think of that one word. Who's next? Yes. Networking, thank you. One more at the back there.
Getting to know more people.
Getting to know more people, thank you. Somebody else over this side.
Passion for project management.
Passion for project management, we love it. Thank you so much. Next, somebody over here.
Yeah, we just want to know how to make this project management function more efficient.
Magic wand, huh? Yeah, we all want to know that. Thank you. On over this side, yes.
Continued education, networking, and getting to know each other.
Great, so continuous education. Always learning, always learning, always learning. One from here.
Just from different industries, I see first time from YGC, from Oakland,
Wonderful.
how they are doing their project management.
Wonderful. Get out of your box and your comfort zone and see people from other industries. Excellent. Some suggestion from here?
Of course. Certification part only, how others are
How others are applying and getting over these problems. Thank you. I'll come to this side in a moment.
To listen to the great people and their experiences.
Who's that? Have you got a microphone?
Yeah.
Give it back. Give it back. It's cheating.
Thank you.
No mics. You have to, another thing you've got to learn this afternoon is how to speak so people can hear you. I apologize for using a speaker mic. I never do normally. It's just because of the size of the group. You only need to say a few things. You can do it, and you can present your voice loud enough to make everybody hear. Yeah, one from here, please. Nice and loud.
Understanding the new domain and their projects.
Okay, understanding a new domain, other projects. Let's have something from here.
Yeah, challenging myself and my team when I do my
Right, challenging myself. You all got very altruistic intentions, I must say. I do absolutely commend you. Any more over here? Anything different? Exchanging ideas. Anything different from here?
So we said making new friends, networking. We also said PDU.
What is the PDU?
Education for
Oh, okay. Yeah, you get the points. Yes. You get the points. That's why you're here. Anybody else got anything? To enjoy yourselves. Wonderful. So let's, hopefully you're all enjoying. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well done. Thank you. Okay, great. A break from office. That's more like it. So nobody's here to meet a girl or find a marriage partner, right? No one? Okay. Don't believe you. Okay. All right. So let's just go on and look at, if you can just turn and look at the screen. Stay where you are. Don't do any massive movement, but if you can just make sure you can see the screens, that will be helpful here. So I'm just going to take you through a journey of how you got here, not to physically this building, but maybe a little about your life so far, and a little fun look at that. So for some of you, this might be going back a long way. Some of you, it might be actually very recent. So what actually got you here? So here you all are. You're all in your graduation, in your smart thing. Got the degree, yes, done. That's basically where you all started, recently or some time back. And suddenly the race is on, right? You've got all those degrees, everybody's got the same thing, and we're all trying to get something, we're all running against each other, and hopefully you're at the starting blocks, and at some point somebody says, yes, we need you, you're the one, we choose you, come and join our team. And there you go, you join the team and you make a start, it's a new job, and you're very excited, and you do your best, you put on your best happy face and your best clothes, and there you go, all bright and sparkly and all very optimistic about the new job. Everything's wonderful. Meet new people, you get welcomed into that recruitment thing. Hopefully you don't get lost. This is a pun on lost. I don't know if any of you see that program, but here's all the lost recruits. Somewhere lost, I don't quite know where, in India. You get greeted, people look after you, you have some lovely campus and beautiful facilities, you meet like-minded people, you're having a great time, right? And then you start to think, okay, when do the training wheels come off? I know what I'm doing now. Now I need something challenging. I need an opportunity. I need to get stuck into something really interesting. You're looking for that. and the opportunity comes, jumps at you, and you just grab it, and off you go, and suddenly you are in a project. Okay, there's a bit of disruption at the back of the room because they're opening up a little more space. Hope it doesn't distract too much. Let's just focus on the slides. So then suddenly you're in a project. Maybe you're even a project manager, a Scrum. Those of you who are from IT might be using Scrum. You're a Scrum Master, or you have some leadership role in that project. Wonderful. Suddenly you're having to do some difficult stuff. And suddenly you're responsible for project success. Okay, so here's where you get the first big hurdle. There's like, whoa, wait a minute. It's been easy till now. This has all been a clear run. Now suddenly, it's me that's responsible for project success. And I want you to pause and take a moment now and really think about what is project success. It can be very simply defined. You may have different perspectives on that. So I'd like you to just take a few minutes in groups. So the same group you were in just now, if that's the easiest for you, move a few different people, that's fine. Groups of maybe 6 or 7, not more than that, if you find it too difficult to discuss. I want to give you a few minutes, 5 minutes or so, and really think and try and analyze what is project success? What are the elements that define project success? Got it? Clear? Any questions? Yes, is that a question? No, that's a kind of, I want to work with you. Okay, all right. Okay, I'll say start, you ready? Off you go. Stop talking, please. Time's up. Thank you. Wonderful discussion. Stay where you are. Just keep them, maybe see me without breaking your neck. That's great. Wonderful. I see we've got lots more people have just joined also. That's wonderful. Great to see you all. I'm sure you'll soon figure out what we're all doing. Okay, so great discussion. Very lively, and I hear a lot of the right messages coming out. I think we're all going to be absolutely unified on this, right? Everybody's going to say exactly the same thing. Right? No. Unfortunately, I doubt it. But let's have a look and see what it is you all think defines project success, and then I'll tell you what I think. I'm sure it will be the same. So just again, we'll just have a few answers because we don't have time to get everybody's view. Just show your hand and we'll see what we've got. Yes, please.
The project should be completed in time and within the available resources and within the cost provided.
Okay, time, resources, cost, and it should be? Quality should be delivered. Done. Done job. Perfect, sir. I can't see anything else, can you? Okay. Does anybody have anything else other than those elements? Oh, we do. Okay, what do we have? Stakeholders. Stakeholders happy means they got what they wanted. It's been delivered. That's it. You don't need to make any other happiness. Yes?
Profits.
Profit is cost within cost. Profit should be part of your costing. It was decided at the beginning. Yes?
One difference I noticed in private companies or IT firms or all private organizations, all these whatever is gentlemen, all were compulsory. But government people
in
they
government,
are not bothered about the timeline. They say whatever may be the timeline.
Cost doesn't matter.
No, not correct. Not correct.
The order in the priorities might be slightly different in government, but I still think those three elements of it.
If flyover needs to be constructed within 6 months, it may go up to 5 years.
And that's tolerated. That's tolerated. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. We're still talking about delivery, cost, and time, right? These are the same elements. Everything comes into these same three elements. Does anybody have anything that doesn't fit into these three elements?
Maintaining the relationship through the project and after the project.
Okay, maintain the relationship. Relationship is only going to break down if you're not delivering, you're overachieving, or you're exceeding on your timelines. This is what breaks down relationships. So it's part of what you need to do, but the success means you're meeting these three objectives. Anything else that doesn't come in these three? Okay, delivering on the objective. There's delivery, that's the quality. Delivery quality, time and cost. It comes into delivery quality.
It should be acceptable to the customer.
Okay. Get very emotional about this, don't we? This is really important. Yes, please stand up, tell us, please.
people's emotion who are involved in the project, and
Yeah.
it makes a lot of difference to their performance.
Project success, not performance, to project success.
Yes.
Okay, the emotions you feel are part of the way you're doing your work, but the success is not determined about whether you're happy or not. I'm sorry. That doesn't determine success. Success is about delivery within time according to cost. That's it.
But it should be acceptable to the customer also.
Most of the time, you cannot complete project.
Okay, let me show you a little diagram that might help. And we take this, we're going to carry on with this. This is really the nub of the whole thing. Okay. So project success is outcomes that meet time, performance, and cost requirements. Okay? Outcomes that meet time, performance. Performance is quality, delivery, objectives, all of that stuff, and cost requirements. That's actually it. It's very simple. That's a simple diagram, but it's not simple to actually achieve. Okay, so what we need to look at is this as a goal to achieve, and the topic of the workshop is all about the soft side of what we do, and how it impacts project success. How are those choices that we talked about earlier, all those areas where you have choices, softer quote side, how does that impact time, cost, and delivery? Because this is what is defining project success. So I'm very quiet in the room now. Okay. This is what I call the hard skills. This is what it's all about, okay? This is what you're there for as a project manager, yes?
I'd just like to know, first of all, soft skills and the hard skills. When we heard the term soft skills, it means the software, computer, and all.
True, it's very good.
In terms of the project management, that is the topic of interest for me.
Yes.
The soft skills and the hard skills. If
What
you
is
can
what?
elaborate something on it.
We're going to do that, sir, in the next part of the workshop. Absolutely, because the terminology doesn't help at all. It confuses. So let's work on that a little more. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just let this sit, and we'll go forward a little more with this. So what I want you to do now is think, how do these three factors interrelate? You just had a little bit of discussion. I think most of your discussions were focused around these areas of cost, time, and delivery. Okay? So I want you to do a little more work in your groups now. And how do these three factors interrelate? And really get a clarity on what is cost, what is time, and what is delivery. What comes into each of those three, so that you've got a whole muddle of stuff that's important. Where does it fit? And fit it all in, so that you know exactly where it fits within these three things that define project success. Okay? So before you do a little exercise on this, I want to make sure you're all very clear what is time, what is cost, and what is delivery in your domain, in your work, in your environment. Okay? So a couple more minutes, please discuss. Go. So this time we're not going to stop. Can you just pay attention this side? Sorry to have to ask you to stop. Sorry to have to ask you to stop. They all managed to stop. I know that I'm treading on fire here. This is you know, the most critical, important and contentious and controversial, the nub of the whole thing. And I think it's really important to get into it. I hope you're finding this interesting. Those of you who are from IT, I'm sure, but I know a lot of other domains here as well. It was very interesting to get the comment about the government sector. You know, how do these factors interrelate differently in different sectors? What are the interdependencies? What are the priorities? You know, is happiness important in all? Is it different in some? And I think it's just endless discussions that we need to have and have more and more to really understand how you come back to this wherever you are, whatever sector you're in. It all comes back to these 3 points. And that's what I hope at least you've had enough chance to sort of come to some kind of a consensus where you can agree that this is project success. We need to look now inside what is going on that is going to determine whether we achieve project success. Those things will all be different according to your industries, your companies, and all the choices that you're all going to make. And that's where we're going to get into the slightly softer side. Okay. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of work. That wasn't work, that was just talking, okay? And a little exercise, and we'll build on this as we go forward. So those of you who like brain teasers, get your pens and paper out. It's an individual exercise. Some of you might need to write it down, some of you might need to just be able to work it out in your head. That's fine. might be a good idea to get a pen and paper because you'll be needing it after this in any case. Not now. Okay, are you ready? Look at the screen. There's something going to come up on the screen. Can you all see it? Okay, this is going to be something that will happen very fast. So are you all ready? You can all see the screen. Okay, so one question is going to come up on the screen. All right. If you have the answer, please put your hand up. Don't shout it out. If you have the answer, please put your hand up. No, you can put your hand down now. We haven't got there yet. So the question is coming up. Are you ready? I'm not going to read it. It's going to come on the screen. As soon as you've got the answer, you can put your hand up. Spotters, RT Shalini, please help me spot where does the first hand go up. Okay. Volunteers, you can also help me spot, please, where does the first hand go up. Are you all ready? The question's going up on the screen now. For the answer?
The hand went up there.
Yeah, what's the answer?
His birthday was the 29th Feb.
When is his birthday? 29th Feb? Anybody got a different answer?
Yes, 29th Feb.
Anybody got a different answer? Is 29th Feb the correct answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so 29th Feb was not the correct answer. Did anybody get anything else? Did you get any other answer? Did you get this answer?
Wrong question.
No, the question's not wrong question. Okay. Can you all get the answer now? Today is January the 1st. Stan was born on the 31st of December. He was 32 on the 31st. He turned 33. So this year, he'll turn 34. 34.
The question is wrong.
Next year will be 35. Today is January the 1st. Okay, so one rule we need to establish in this next exercise is that my answers are correct, okay? Otherwise it won't work. All right, I'm going to give you another exercise where you're going to get lots of questions like this, and you're going to have to work in a group. And you'll be given, guess what? A deliverable, you'll be given some time, and if you don't do it within the time, there'll be a penalty, which is the cost. All right, so it's a little exercise where you will have a deliverable, you will have some time, and if you don't succeed, there will be a cost. Notice I say cost, not reward. Okay? So you're going to work for this exercise in your project groups. Okay, so when you came in, you all got a number. Am I correct? You all got a number. Yeah, that number would be, I guess, anything 1 to 10. Does anybody have a number beyond 10? Okay, very good. The system has worked. All right. So before we...
6 or 9?
It's going to be 6 or 9. It's fine. Before we do this next exercise, I want you to get into your project teams. So your project team is according to your number, all right? And it will mean you'll need to move completely from where you are, more than just a few chairs away. Let me tell you where the teams are going to be. We're going to start with number 1. Don't move yet, please. Don't move yet. Listen. Listen, number 1 will be over here. You need to make a circle of chairs. There will be 15 of you in the group. 15 of you in each group. You need to make a circle of chairs of 15. Group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 around the room. Got it? Starting with 1 here. Off you go. 6 can be 9, 14. One more 6 or 9 can come over here. 6 or 9 can come here. Very good. 15. 12, you're 12, so where are the 10s? There's some spare seats for 10s here. How many do you have? How many are you?
I'm joining you.
He says it's 13, can you count? Okay, might need some more ones here. How many do you have? 13? All right, I think everybody's just about sat. Very good. Excellent. Well done, everybody. That was a good exercise. You can all go back to your other seats now. No, I'm joking. Excellent. All right, so this is your project team. So you're going to give you a very easy exercise first, okay? A little later, you're going to do something a little more taxing in this project team. So now you're a project team of people who've never worked together before, and you're going to have to produce a delivery within resources and within the time available. This is absolutely real life, is what you have to do in your work, right? Meet with people, work with them, whether you like them or not, just because they're the ones you have to work with and you've got to be effective. Let's see how effective you can be at this challenge using some soft skills that help you. Yes, so are you? 5. Can you show him 5? They're over there. Okay. Everybody got a group? Everybody settled? Very good. Now, my helpers are on hand. RT is there and Shalini is there, okay? And they're going to, in a minute, not yet, we're going to give you... In a minute, they're going to give you a bundle of papers. Okay, that's your brief. That's your questions. They're going to give you a bundle of papers. They're not going to give you one by one. They'll give each group a bundle of papers. And I will tell you what you have to do. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. So now you know roughly what's coming, the brain teasers. Okay? And this is the challenge that you're going to have. Solve the brain teasers. Work in groups of 15, if you have 15, 13, 14 roughly. Okay? You should all have the same number token. Hopefully. You need to create 3 correct answers on 1 sheet of paper in 3 minutes, or you will give me 3 tokens. The 3 tokens belong to 3 of your people. You're going to have to put 3 people on the bench if you can't solve this problem in 3 minutes. Are you clear? You have 3 minutes. If you can't solve this problem and deliver to me 3 correct answers in 3 minutes, you will lose 3 people from your project team. This is the cost. Those 3 people will be put on the bench in the middle of the room, and they will sit and wait until somebody wants them. So you need to fight for your place to remain in your project team. To do that, you need to deliver the deliverable with the times available. Okay, you need to get 3 correct answers on 1, are you listening? 3 correct answers on 1 sheet of paper in 3 minutes. 3 correct answers on 1 sheet of paper in 3 minutes. That's all I need from each group. From the group, got it? 1 sheet of paper. 1 sheet of paper from the group. Okay, you got into your groups, that's done. Write your group number on the sheet, or you've already got your packs, okay? Alright? That happened, okay? Write your group number on your sheet. Write your group number, all of you, on the sheet. Quickly, okay? And stop when I blow the whistle, which will be 3 minutes. We want your piece of paper. When we shout stop, you hold your paper up. 1 piece of paper for each group. Okay? And hand in the answers, and now you can start. Time starts.